The lie we've been sold about strength, welcome to soft girl era, the sacred space where strong Black women unlearn survival, rediscover softness, and reclaim the joy, rest, and freedom they deserve. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French. I'm your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft, and loving every second of it. Today, I had the profound honor of sitting down with Arkeba Douglas, a woman whose story will shake you, reshape you, and remind you that resilience isn't about moving on from pain. It's about learning to live with it and still choosing to move forward with love, faith, and hope. Arkeba has walked through valleys most of us can't even imagine. She's buried babies, buried her mother, buried her son, and somehow she's still standing. Not just standing, but thriving, loving, and leading her family with a grace that can only come from God. Her journey is a testament to the power of faith, the necessity of community, and the courage it takes to keep breathing when the world tells you to give up. She is making the world a better place by showing us that vulnerability is not weakness, that grief does not disqualify you from joy, and that your story, no matter how painful, can become a lighthouse for someone else drowning in darkness. So let's talk about something most of us get wrong. We think resilience means bouncing back. We think healing means forgetting. We think strength means never breaking. But what if I told you that the most resilient people aren't the ones who move on quickly? What if the strongest among us are the ones who've learned to carry their pain, integrate it into their story, and still choose joy? That's the counterintuitive truth Arkeba shared with me. And it's the truth that will set so many of us free. We live in a culture that glorifies the grind. We celebrate the woman who does it all, who never complains, who keeps smiling no matter what. But what we don't talk about is the cost, the exhaustion, the loneliness, the way trauma compounds when you don't have space to grieve. Arkeba's story is a mirror for so many Black women who've been taught that survival is the only option, that softness is a luxury, that asking for help is weakness. But here's what she taught me: survival mode will keep you alive, but it won't let you live. And living, truly living, requires you to put down the cape, to stop performing strength, and to let yourself be held. Let me take you back to 1999. Arkeba gave birth to her first son on April 12th. 7 days later, on April 19th, he died from a hole in his heart. 7 years before that, she watched her sister endure the exact same loss. Her baby boy died from the same condition. Can you imagine? The grief wasn't just hers, it was generational. It was a wound passed down, a pain that echoed through her family like a haunting. A month after her son's death, she got pregnant again. A month after that, her fiance, her baby's father, was murdered because of something his brother did. And then a month later, she miscarried. Three losses in 3 months. She fell into a depression so deep she couldn't see light for 6 months. Now, most people would have stopped there. Most people would have said, that's enough. But life wasn't done with Arkiba. Fast forward to 2002. She's with a new partner, 8 months pregnant, and she finds out he's been sleeping with her cousin, her right hand cousin, the one who lived with her mother. The betrayal wasn't just romantic, it was familial. It was a violation of trust on every level. She put her cousin out, cut him off, and kept moving. Because that's what we do, right? We keep moving. Then 2010, her mother, who had been living with her for 8 months, had a heart attack and stroke in Arkeba's living room. She died right there. A month later, Arkeba was back in that dark place, depressed, reckless, living outside of herself because the pain inside was too much to bear. And then her best friend since seventh grade told her she'd been sleeping with Arkeba's first baby daddy back in 2005. Another betrayal, another wound. But here's where the story shifts. Arkeba realized her oldest son was fighting every day. His friend who lived with them got shot at the corner. She knew she had to move to save her kids, so she packed up and moved to North Carolina. And it was hell. The house was cursed. First week, a fire. They ended up in a hotel. They went back, and a storm hit. The roof was leaking. The landlord disappeared. Back to the hotel. She asked her kids, shelter or Florida. They chose Florida to stay with her brother. And that became the worst time of their lives. Her brother left them in his house with no income, no plan, just prayers. But God heard those prayers. They went to a hotel, survived off donations and family support, and eventually Arkeba got her own house. She's been there 8 years now, but in 2021, her son turned 18. He kept going back and forth to the city, missing his friends and family. And then Arkeba got the call. Her son died in a car crash. She had just learned how to save money. She'd been building something. And now she had to figure out how to pay for her son's funeral, $8,500. She did it solo. No help from his father, no help from family who should have shown up. She cooked for the funeral herself. She held her grandkids, her nieces, her nephews. She smiled. She kept moving because that's what we do. Now let's pause here because this is where most people would say, Arkeba, you're so strong. And they'd mean it as a compliment. But what Arkeba taught me is that strength, the way we've been taught to perform it, is a trap. It's a cage. It keeps us isolated. It keeps us from asking for help. It keeps us from grieving fully because we're too busy being strong for everyone else. And here's the thing, Arkeba didn't have a choice. She had bills, she had kids, she had grandkids. She couldn't fall apart, but that doesn't mean she wasn't breaking. It just means she learned to break in private, to carry her pain quietly, to keep moving, even when every step felt impossible. And this is where we need to talk about community because Arkeba's story isn't just about survival, it's about the people who showed up, even imperfectly. It's about the nieces who helped plan the funeral. It's about the daughter in law who stood by her side. It's about the friends of the family who brought food when her own family didn't. Yeah, take community support, even when it's fragmented, even when it's not what you expected, can be a lifeline. And for Black women especially, building or finding that circle is crucial because too often we're expected to be the circle for everyone else. We're the ones holding it down. We're the ones people lean on. But who's holding us? Let me share 3 stories that mirror Arkeba's journey and illuminate the path forward. First, Dr. Thema Bryant. She's a Black psychologist and trauma expert who fled Liberia as a child during the Civil War. She faced displacement, loss, and the challenge of finding her place in new communities. But instead of letting that trauma define her, she pursued higher education in psychology, openly discussed her struggles, and developed culturally sensitive healing practices. Today, she's the president of the American Psychological Association and a leading voice in trauma recovery. Her work has empowered countless Black women to embrace their stories and seek mental health support. Dr. Bryant's journey shows us that surviving trauma can become a source of strength and leadership, that your pain, when processed and shared, can heal not just you, but entire communities. Second, the Loveland Foundation, founded by Rachel Cargill. Rachel saw that Black women and girls face stigma, financial barriers, and a lack of culturally competent therapists when seeking mental health care. So she created a foundation that provides therapy grants and connects recipients with therapists succeed who understand their cultural background. To date, the Loveland Foundation has distributed over $1 million in therapy grants. Thousands of Black women have accessed therapy and reported improved well being and resilience. This initiative sparked national conversations about Black women's mental health and self care. It's a powerful reminder that community driven solutions and culturally sensitive support are essential for healing. Third, Black Girl Smile, founded by Lauren Carson. Lauren struggled with depression and anxiety, facing both internal and external stigma. Instead of suffering in silence, she created programs, workshops, and online resources to foster mental wellness and peer support. Black Girls Smile has reached thousands of young Black women, increasing awareness and reducing stigma. The organization has partnered with schools and community groups nationwide, contributing to a shift in how Black communities discuss and address mental health. Lauren's story shows us that personal pain can be transformed into empowerment and advocacy for others. These three examples, Dr. Thema Bryant, the Loveland Foundation, and Black Girls Smile, all point to the same truth Arkeba embodies. You can endure unimaginable pain and still rebuild a life filled with purpose and love. No matter how deep the loss, there is always a way forward. Community support, no matter how imperfect or fragmented, can be a lifeline. Even when family falls short, finding or building a supportive circle is crucial for survival and growth. And your story, with all its struggles and triumphs, is valuable and can inspire others. Sharing your journey not only brings healing to yourself, but also empowers others facing their own battles. Now, here's the part that might surprise you. Arkeba told me that with her first son's death and her fiance's murder, she hated God. She couldn't understand why her mom, why her babies. But over time, she realized something profound. They were never hers. Her mom, she was blessed to borrow her for 30 years. Her son, she was blessed to get 19 years with him. She cherishes every moment. And now she's teaching her kids all the values her mother tried to teach her, the ones she never listened to until she was grown. This is what healing looks like. It's not forgetting, it's not moving on. It's learning to live with the pain, to carry it with you, and to let it deepen your compassion and strength. So here's what I need you to hear. You've been lied to. You've been told that strength means silence, that resilience means never crying, that healing means pretending the wound never happened. But the truth is, the strongest people in the room are the ones brave enough to say, I'm not okay and I need help. The most resilient are the ones who integrate their pain into their purpose. The healed are the ones who stop running from their scars and start showing them to the world. Arkeba Douglas is living proof that you can survive the unimaginable and still choose love, still choose faith, still choose hope. Her story is a testament to the power of resilience, the necessity of community, and the courage it takes to keep breathing when the world tells you to give up. And if she can do it, so can you. So can we all. So I'm asking you right now, what pain are you carrying that you've been told to hide? What story are you sitting on that could save someone's life? What mask are you wearing that's suffocating the real you? It's time to take it off. It's time to honor your pain by using it as a foundation to build something meaningful, not just for yourself, but for your community. Take one step today, share your truth, support someone in their healing journey, stop performing strength, and start living in softness. Because the world doesn't need another version of you pretending to be okay. The world needs the real you, the soft you, the healing you, the you that's brave enough to say, I survived, and here's how. Softness is not weakness, it's a radical act of self love, and you deserve every bit of it. Now go claim it.